What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to go over what I'm looking at when starting somebody in the training program. There are three variables for me that I really want to hit home when starting somebody off. That would be their core, their movement competency, and their capacity. In other terms, I'm looking at how well can they integrate their rib cage and pelvis position. I then want to see how well can they move in that position. And I also want to know how long does it take for that position to break down. When talking about the core, you might hear a lot about a stacked position. I made a very simple model to explain this. So imagine this little roll here. This would be the sternum, the little chest plate. These would be your ribs. And then here would be your pelvis. And I'm holding on to what would be your lower back, the lumbar vertebra. For a lot of athletes, they tend to extend excessively. And what's happening is they're putting a lot of stress here in the lower back. The body will function a lot better when we go from a position like so to here. This is where we can twist, rotate, bend, have places to move and come back to. This is where having the hamstrings, which can pull a forward tilted pelvis back, and then some deeper ab muscles which attach to the rib cage and your hips, can take you from here to here. My goal is, once achieving this stacked position, we need to move through it. We need to do a lot of different exercises maintaining that position to build our competency. And within that, your training capacity. You're learning to get strong in that position over a certain amount of time. And from there, you just want to build that, training block by training block. In the last 5 weeks, I've posted 5 exercises. Some standing, on your back, on all fours, and single leg supported. And they all have one thing in common, and that's helping sense and maintain this stacked position of your core. This will allow you to build strength and move more efficiently, so you can translate it onto the bike to not only feel stronger, but last longer and feel safer when bombing down the mountain. I'm now going to show you the 90-90 hip lift from the Postural Restoration Institute. This is a great exercise to sense this stacked position. It's great for your warm-ups and even just to use every day. As you can see, I'm in this 90-90 position at the hip and knee joint. I got this box at about 20 inches in height. And you don't have to use this setup, you can use a wall as well. I'm using the neck bolster to help support my neck. If you don't have one of these, you can just roll up a towel, just a little bit, just enough to feel a little bit of support there when you're laying down. Now in this position, just kind of take note of what's resting on the ground. Your whole back essentially should be just relaxed and feeling planted. Take note of how heavy your head is into the towel or bolster. This all will just be a reference you can use after doing this exercise. To start, I like to put hands on ribs, and from there, some of you might feel like your shoulders are rounding forward. Try to let them relax and just fall to the ground. I like the hands on the ribs because you will feel the action of the exhale. Now the goal is to be able to create some length here. We will need to separate the rib cage from the chest here while peeling our tailbone, and only our tailbone, off the ground so that our lower back stays flat on the floor here. So you want to take a setup breath to do that. You'll take an easy breath in through your nose, mouth closed, and then you're going to blow your air out through the mouth and dig your heels down. You should feel the backs of your thighs engage, and then peel the tailbone off of the floor. We want to use these guys here to do so, not our abs to do so. We do not want to get the six-pack involved here. Heels dig down. I feel my rib cage dropping down to the floor, thighs engaged. From there, I'm going to go for 5 breaths, keeping my rib cage down the whole time and seeking air to go into my chest and upper back. Pause for 3 seconds so you can feel what's going on, and then inhale. You want to elongate the breath and inhale for as long as you can. After your last exhale, take a nice breath in and relax. And then go back through that reference that we began with. How do you feel in reference to the floor? Do you feel heavier? Do you feel wider? Does your head feel heavier? Into the bolster here. These are all things, these are good adaptations here. You're using muscles to relax your back, starting to wake up the upper hamstrings and the hips a little bit, the glutes, as well as the deeper ab muscles that are your exhalators. Like I said, work this one every day. You can't do enough of this. Use it in your warm-ups. It's just something to help sense that stacked position so that you can go off and do your exercises and feel these areas. That's it for today. If you find this video helpful, please like it and subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.